Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today I'm going to be showing you how I finished our 2023 So Jolly Stitchy ornaments. Now of course you can finish them any way that you want, and the pattern includes two different finishing options just to give you some ideas. So as you probably know by now, I finished mine off using these cute little tart tins from Fat Quarter Shop, and instructions are in the video for that. But I also have instructions on how to finish it off if you want to finish it off as one big piece. You can either frame it or you could also mount it on some cute little Christmas kind of decor. Hobby Lobby has a lot of great options for that. Michael's also has some fun stuff too. But I finished mine off in these little ornaments, which you've probably seen because I've released them all here up close and personal on YouTube. So today I'm going to show you how to finish these little ornaments just like I did. So let's go ahead and dive right into our finishing tutorial. So for this project, you're just going to need a few things. I am going to be finishing mine in these cute little pie tins or tart tins. These are from Fat Quarter Shop. They are called tart tin ornament packs, and they come in a set of 6. So I have 2 packs, so I have enough for all 12 of my ornaments. I also have a pack of sticky mount finishing circles. These are 2.64 inches, and they are again in a set of 6. So I have 2 of these as well. You don't have to use these. You can cut your own circles, but circles are really hard to cut, and so I just found it easier to get something that was pre-cut. I also have a bunch of pieces of batting scraps. These are left over from my smaller bag projects and quilts. I've got my stitching, all of our fun ornaments. I have a pin. This is a friction erasable pin, a pair of scissors, and then some fun ribbon. And you can use any ribbon that you like, or you can skip the ribbon. They actually look really cute without it as well. And then over here, heating up to my side, I've got my hot glue gun. And so we're going to keep that handy for later on in the project. And then lastly, you'll need some embroidery floss. I'm actually just using my leftovers from my stitchy projects and your embroidery needle or cross stitch needle as well. So I'm going to go ahead and set this stuff aside. We're going to take a piece of our batting and one of our circles, and I'm just going to peel off this backing. Honestly, this is the hardest part of the whole project, just getting this backing started. And it just peels right off, and then this side is sticky. Now your batting is going to have a lumpy side and a smooth side. I like the smooth side towards my ornament, so I have my bumpy side up right here. I'm just going to stick that on there, and then I'm going to take my scissors and just trim away the excess. You could also use a rotary trimmer. I think I found that scissors actually work a little bit easier. And I'm just trimming right around that edge to get rid of the excess. And you can put 1 or 2 layers of batting on this depending on how kind of chunky you want your ornament to look. I just did the 1 layer. And then now we can take our stitching, and we're just going to try and center it as best as we can. And you can adjust this a little bit as you go, but I'm just trying to fold it and just see if it looks okay. I think it needs to come to my left side just a little bit. So I'm going to scoot that over just a little bit that way, and the top and bottom look okay. So once I'm happy with it, I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to take my pen and just draw a quick circle around here. Don't do it too dark because you might end up seeing it when you're done, but for the most part you won't be able to see this. And that looks pretty good to me. My stitchy piece looks fairly centered. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take my scissors and just trim around this, and I'm going to leave about 1/2 to 3/8 of an inch outside of my piece. Again, you could use your rotary trimmer if you want, but I feel like scissors work pretty good for this. Alrighty, and then the next thing we're going to do is take our embroidery floss. Then you're going to pull out 1 strand, and so just grab that 1 strand, hang on to your other ones just like you're cross stitching, and then this can just get set aside for our next ornament. And then I'm going to take this and fold it in half, so I'm just grabbing both of my ends here and just pulling it so that I have 2 pieces and a loop on the other end. And I'm going to go ahead and just put that loop right onto my needle and pull it through. And just make sure your other ends are fairly even. Now for this next step, I'm just going to start at the bottom. It doesn't matter where you start actually. And I'm just going to go through 1 little square here or 2. And then when I get down to my loop, I'm going to stick my needle through my loop and just pick that up and then pull, and that'll tighten it just like when we're cross stitching. So I use the loop method when I'm cross stitching as well, and that's just going to secure that end. And now we're just going to do a wide running stitch all the way around the outside of this. You don't have to pull on it yet. Just make sure you don't get too close to your drawn line so you don't see your running stitch. And then, I mean, I try and be consistent with my stitch length as well, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm literally just running my needle through like that. And I'm going to go all the way around. So I've made it all the way back around to my starting point with just a running stitch. And one thing that I didn't mention but is helpful is I do try and go into the little holes in my cross stitch rather than through the weave. I don't know if it matters a whole lot, but it seems like it pulls a little bit easier. And then just be careful how you're pulling. Don't pull too tight because your thread can break and you don't want it to break. So just gently ease it in. And as you can see, it just gathers nicely, and then around the front side, it looks pretty good too. Now, I'm not pulling this tight, so I've got a little bit over here, but once I pull it tight, that's going to look really good. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull some more with trying not to break it. I have had my thread break on me a couple of times, and if that happens to you, you can use 2 strands so that when you double them up, you have 4. So if you're having a hard time with the thread breaking, just do another strand. All right, now we're going to just do a little knot here just to tighten it so that it stays tight right here at the end. So I'm just going to go through 2 of my puckers. I'm going to pull that one nice and tight. And then I'm going to go through this loop and just tie a knot right there just to hold that. And then now I'm just going to go back and forth, and you can do this however many times you like. I just do it until I feel like it's secure. And we are going to be gluing this into the pie tins, so it should stay pretty good. But I am going to go back and forth a few times just to help give it some added structure and stability. And I'm just going through these little folds and just crisscrossing back and forth. And I go through like 1 or 2 folds. And then once it's pretty secure, then I'm going to go ahead. I should have cut maybe a few more inches, by the way. Let's do 45 inches instead of 40. I'm just going to go through and again tie another knot right here in this loop. So I'm just going to do 2 little knots here at the end, again going through that loop and just tying a knot. Okay, and so here's our piece. It looks pretty good, and that was pretty easy. Now we just need to glue it into one of our pie tins, and so I just put the glue right here on the inside of my pie tin. And you don't want to get it too close to the edge because it'll squish out and you'll see it. And then I'm just going to center my ornament so that it's straight. And then I'm just going to hold it down for a minute while that glue dries. And next we're going to take a piece of ribbon, and I cut mine about 16 inches just to give myself some working room. And we're going to put a little bow up here at the top like we did on this one. All right, so I'm just going to leave that one on top just to kind of hold it down while we're working on our bow. So our bow, we're going to take our length, and I leave a shorter end down here because this is going to be one of the tails. I'm going to go under my first finger, over my second, like this. And then I'm going to come over the top and between my fingers, like that. And then I'm going to go through the top of this. And I might have not left quite enough space. Let's even pull it a little bit more. Through the top. And then I'm going to go back through the top of this loop again. And then you just want to pull it and just fiddle with it a little bit, and then there you have a really cute little bow. And just tighten it. And then I take these ends and I just clip them, fold it in half and clip it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And you want to clip away from the center. The angle goes away from the center, like that. If you want, you can put some fray check or something like that on there. And then we have a cute little bow that we can now add to the top of our ornament. And again, I just do a little blob of hot glue there and just press that bow down. I'm going to try and adjust it so you can see the cute little design. Okay, and there we have our fun little Christmas ornaments. Now I just need to go and do the rest. All right, guys, so as you can see, that was quite easy. Our ornament turned out really, really cute. These are gonna look adorable on my tree back here, as you can probably already see them all hanging, and they were just a lot of fun. If you missed the ornament videos that I have posted, go back and watch them all. I did a highlight video for each ornament all the way from day 1 to day 12, so you can see them all up close and personal. If you stitched along with me here on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment below letting me know which one of the ornaments was your favorite. I am having an impossible time picking them out because each time I did a new ornament, I was like, this is the cutest one. They're all absolutely adorable, but leave me your favorite in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this year's stitch along. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you have your finished products, make sure to share them in our Facebook group. I'd love to see your display options. I did mine on this little pencil tree, but I know you guys have a lot of creative ways to display your ornaments as well. So I would love to see those in the Facebook group, or you can also share them with me on social media. That's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed our stitch along, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. You can also hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun, and stay tuned for the next video because I will be sharing how I finished off my quilty versions of these ornaments as well. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Now you can finish yours any way you wanted, but I did these cute little pie tins, tart tins, whatever you want to call them. And then lastly, you'll need some embroidery floss. I'm just using, I'm just going to go around my first finger and over my second. Wait, how do I do this?